Hi, Ed Bixby here from the Global Green Burial Alliance with Gretchen Spletzer. We are going to welcome Cleopatra Hughes to our spotlight now. Cleopatra is a recent graduate of Jefferson State Community College Funeral Service Program, a resident of River Region in the state of Alabama. Cleopatra is a visionary who wants to create Eternal Garden Sanctuary, a fully green funeral home and cemetery opening in 2025. Cleopatra is an eternal activist who wants to inspire and educate in the great state of Alabama. Welcome, Cleopatra.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, Cleopatra.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on, and thanks for being our spotlight in the last forum. That was great.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you guys thinking about me.
Yeah. So when I was thinking about this interview today, I was thinking about what got you inspired about wanting to open a green burial cemetery in the state of Alabama, and really actually pour yourself into it, because you've also started the Alabama Green Burial Association. So what was your inspiration, and what's going on with all of it now?
So from about the age 9 years old, I had a family friend tell me about funeral directing. And after that, I got very attached to the idea and felt very drawn to it. And then my first personal lost loved one happened to be like the most important person in my life. It was my grandfather. So I took that as a sign that I was supposed to be in the funeral service industry. So I've gone forth with it. And then after being in school for a little while, I was doing independent research on different forms of disposition and came to green burial, and it overall clicked with me and resonated. I just feel as though it's the most natural form of disposition there is. I don't feel as though the body will be tampered with and things like that. And overall, it's very good for the earth. And that's important too, because I do love the environment. I am definitely an environmental activist as well. So everything revolving around that and eco-friendly, everything is good.
Was your grandfather, was the burial of your grandfather, I don't know if it was a green burial or not, but was that process somewhat not fulfilling, and that's kind of why you were searching for something more?
Yes, so he did have a traditional burial with embalming and all of that. And so I will say, yes, it was not necessarily fulfilling, because the thought of your loved one having to go through physical trauma of that sort, being embalmed, just going through all of that when you get into school and the true process of that, it doesn't necessarily sit well.
Right. It can be pretty invasive. Let me ask you this question, Cleopatra. So what is the state of the union in Alabama when it comes to natural burial? Are there facilities that accept it, or what does the temperature feel like?
So in the state of Alabama, the director of the Board of Funeral Service here, he is all for green burial. We actually do have quite a few residents here that are interested in green burial. I have spoken to quite a few people in the community. And as far as our local environment goes, it should work out very well as far as, decomposition and things like that, and making sure that everything returns to the earth properly. Our weather here, pretty hot in the summer, pretty humid. Gets pretty cold in the winter too, but not to the point where we have snow often or anything like that. So I really do feel as though green burial would be very beneficial to the state and to the community here in Alabama. We do have good temperatures for it. And we do have plenty of space here and acreage here that could be utilized well and preserved well by green burial.
I do appreciate that. And I I do apologize. When I said the word temperature, I meant, was there any bureaucracy or governmental agencies that may be in resistance? But I do appreciate all the information that you gave me.
Absolutely. We don't really have any pushback towards it. No.
That's great.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
pushback towards it. I know for a fact that going forward, I will absolutely have to rely on our board to make sure that we're in compliance with everything. And I'll
Mhm.
also have to be relying on our health department.
Mhm.
So we do have good regulations and laws put in place here in the state. So that's what the
That's
board's
great.
for. This, yeah.
Right.
No, that's great because sometimes bureaucracy, as we know, can get in the way of good things. So that's very, very good to hear that Alabama has good rules and regulations. So
Mhm.
how can people support your cause? That obviously you've got a good one. So how can they become part of, what you're doing?
So I do have a Facebook page for Eternal Garden Sanctuary. And on that Facebook page, I do have our GoFundMe linked. And the GoFundMe mainly was for, I wanted to give people a gist of the plan. And I wanted for people to kind of know like the budget that we were going to be surrounded with and what we needed to work with. That way they could have that information and choose to invest or choose to reach out to me for further information. So we
Mhm.
do have a page up. I actually think my phone number and the email address to Eternal Garden Sanctuary is there too, if people would like to privately reach out and message me. And then as for the AGBA, Alabama Green Burial Association, we do have a page for that as well. So as far as social media goes, I'm trying to really just spread the word that green burial is accepted and it's valued here in the state of Alabama. We just need resources, cemeteries, and funeral homes to be able to
Mhm.
offer.
Right. Well, knowledge is power and there's power in
Yeah.
numbers. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it sounds to me like you've got a good blueprint. You just need to be able to put it to action.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why also doing videos like this, will help people um see you face to face and hear your story and what you need to get this started, especially in your community, because I think as more people in your community become aware of it, they're going to get excited because they're going to want it for themselves and their family and to be a part of it and the cemetery. Because
Yes.
the wonderful thing about cemeteries is they can be such a great part of the community in so many different ways that I think people are starting to realize.
Absolutely. And not to get into religion or anything, but when people think of Alabama, they
Mhm.
think of, oh, that is the deep South, that is the Bible Belt. So they automatically assume that we're very strict here and that we're not open to different ideas. And in reality, that's not really the case. The majority of the people here and residents, they love to garden. They love organic fruits and vegetables, and they love their community and their neighbors. And we're actually very open here in Alabama.
Yeah, that's nice. I think most places are like that. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
unless you live in downtown New York, obviously, but um, I
that
think if you
stigma.
live yeah, if you live or rural and out in nature, you can't help to feel connected to it and want to protect it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Cleopatra, is there anything you would ask of Gretchen and I uh concerning what your wants and needs may be, how we might be the GGBA might be able to support your cause, or even help you along the way as far as developing your property. Is there anything we can do for you?
So you all have been amazing. You've been very responsive, very supportive. You've got given me great guidance, which is something that's been really, really needed. I have reached out to other burial resources, and I haven't gotten the support that I have gotten from you.
Good. I'm glad we could help you. It was great
Absolutely.
meeting you and talking to you on the phone a while back, for sure.
Well,
Uh-oh, looks like she got frozen.
okay, well, shall we wait a moment?
Yeah, but I think we might have gotten the gist. I hate to cut
Yeah,
her off.
absolutely. Well, I mean, so to all our viewers, Cleopatra is a great inspiration for everyone. Every community has the ability to create one of these spaces. You just need a leader or someone to stand up and take the lead. So we commend you, Cleopatra. We support you. If there's anything the GGBA can do as a resource, please let us know. Everyone, please reach out to Cleopatra on the sites that she had mentioned, just to congratulate her and help her along the way. We appreciate it. And if you have interest in being a Spotlight Now with the Global Green Burial Alliance, reach out to us and you will tell us your story. So thank you very much.
Yeah, Cleopatra, I just want to say, I want to echo what Ed said. We really appreciate your leadership in the green burial movement. What you're doing is not an easy thing. You're stepping up pretty much by yourself and making some change happen in your state and community. And we will definitely be in touch with you. And thanks again for coming on.
Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate you both very much.